Hey, what's up? We're playing Explorer yet again. What a surprise, really. Yeah, not really. We're playing MonoBlack AGGRO today. MonoBlack AGGRO actually, when Pioneer, the mother of Explorer, just freshly came out, MonoBlack AGGRO was the deck. We had Smuggler's Copter back then, we had Bloodsoaked Champion. It was pretty much exactly this style of deck that you have in front of you right now, right here in this video, which just has a bunch of 1-drops, Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, Scrapheap Scrounger. Back then we had Smuggler's Copter, and then Spawn of Mayhem on free. We had Murderous Rider on the free drop as well. We had Mutavaults, and we had Castle Locthwain. Now, it's a couple years ago. It's 2019 that was. Now we're 2023 already. So things have changed, and we have some new additions. But yeah, back then it was the best deck. They even had to ban the Smuggler's Copter. And today, I think it is still a fear to be reckoned with, and just nobody seems to be playing it though. So we're gonna give it a shot, and yeah, let's talk about some of the choices here. So recent additions also to this archetype, of course, Evolved Sleeper. 1 mana, 1/1 that can grow to a Death Touch creature, and then later on draw you cards in the late stages of a game. We have Dread Wanderer, Recursive Threat that deals damage as a 1 mana 2/1. You always want to have those extra power bumps on your 1-drops, of course, and then it comes back later on. And Knight of the Ebon Legion, I mean, this might just be the best one. It grows continuously. It's a huge threat in the late game, often the biggest creature on the board, at least threatening to be. And yeah, we're playing 4 of those, of course. Thoughtseize and Push, nothing to explain there. Tenacious Underdog, recent 2022 edition from Streets of New Capenna. I mean, you can haste it out in the late game. When they kill it, you can blitz it out. I think it's just a way better Scrapheap Scrounger. That's why we play 4 of Tenacious Underdog and just 2 Scrapheaps. It's also defensively fine. Yeah, just a fantastic card. Couple copies of Heartless Act. Just want to have your cheap, clean removal spell, get blockers out of the way that are pesky, annoying, whatever it may be. Angels, a Sheoldred on your opposing side. Couple Murderous Rider, and 4 Spawn of Mayhem. This card is a house. It doesn't easily get killed by something like Bone Crusher Giant. It goes around various free damage effects. Fatal Push, I mean, has to have sacked a treasure or something to kill this thing. Often comes down on turn 3, of course, which is, yeah, I mean, this deck plays a bunch of cheap creatures that deal damage, so the Spectacle side will be enabled, and then it deals a huge amount. When they're lower than 10 life, it even grows. So this thing is just an absolute house, and kills people pretty quickly. Flying, of course, a nice ability, some evasion there. And I try 1 copy of Gix, also a very, very new card. Whenever an opponent and a creature of yours hits the opponent, you draw a card, and then later on you can discard cards to exile the top cards of your opponent's library, and you may play land and cast spells from 1 card's exile this way without paying their mana cost, which is pretty good. But of course, a late game ability that costs you 7 mana, so it won't come up quite as often. But nonetheless, I wanted to give it a shot, see how it works here. If you curve out nicely into a Gix, you're gonna draw a lot of cards. Why not? And then 3 copies of Sheoldred. I mean, this card is just the pain. The absolute pain. Used to play Rankle, Master of Pranks in that slot, but I think Sheoldred is just more damage, more powerful, harder to kill with 5 toughness. Yeah, I mean, not much to explain there. We're playing 24 lands in total. 3 Mutavault, 2 Hive, 3 Castle Locthwain and a Takenuma, 15 Swamps. Pretty standard stuff. Mana base is great. We have a lot of utility lands here. Castle Locthwain to draw us cards. In general, this is an aggressive deck that doesn't run out of stuff to do, which was always good about MonoBlack AGGRO and Pioneer, and it's the same thing here in Explorer. We have so many mana sinks. We might just have too many mana sinks. So I'm going to keep an eye out on something like Evolved Sleeper, because if this just stays a 1/1 or a 2/2 early on, and I just don't have time to even spend mana into this thing, I might go up to 4 Dread Wanderer, cut an Evolved Sleeper, you know, small changes like that. Exactly is what I'm, we'll still have in the back of my head. Let's talk about the sideboard real quick. We got a couple Duress. Of course, we're playing black. Duress always in there. Ray of Enfeeblement. I have 2 copies of that spell. Excellent against Angels. Excellent against Greasefang. Can even bring it in against something like Spirits that has lots of 1 toughness creatures, which this, of course, is good against 1 toughness creatures, even if they're not white. And yeah, humans is a thing too, of course. So efficiency is the name of the game when you're playing an aggressive deck. So Ray of Enfeeblement is fantastic for that reason. And we don't see much of this card anymore because Rending Volley kind of took its slot. And for example, Rakdos midrange will always play Rending Volley over Ray of Enfeeblement. It's just a better card. But now that we're only playing black, Ray of Enfeeblement is just absolutely fair. Epic Downfall. We're not playing Extinction Event, but we need something to get those pesky green big threats out of the way. Old Growth Troll, Cavalier of Thorns. Epic Downfall does the job. It's also fantastic against Karuga, killing essentially everything in the deck for a cheap 2 mana. Just get the blockers out of the way. That's the deal here. Couple unlicensors, Grave Interaction, why not? Another Heartless Act, destroy creatures, just a clean removal spell in case we're playing against a creature deck. Phyrexian Revoker, yeah, it's good against Elvish Mystic, it's good against the mono green archetype, can be brought in against various weird decks that have some abilities, or yeah, permanents with abilities that you would want to shut off. It's a creature as well, so it beats down a little bit. You know, it curves into your Spawn of Mayhem perhaps by hitting them with Spectacle, triggering that. So that's why I want to have the Revoker over something like Pithing Needle. Couple Reckoner Bankbuster. We have a lot of free power creatures, especially in the later stage of the game. This is a nice way to go around sweepers and just have another grindy tool against a deck like Rakdos midrange. And then I have a couple Liliana of the Veils here. They're good against control. They can be nice against other creature decks as well, if they're not too fast out of the gate. Just a flexible effect. You also have the +1, which can discard Tenacious Underdog, Scrounger, Dreadwanderer, all creatures that come back from the graveyard. So some synergy there. You could play it in the main deck too, but it doesn't deal damage, so not the biggest fan of... It's a consideration at least, but I wanted to have just hard-hitting damage and then efficient removal. So Liliana of the Veil is not the best card to get through a blocker. You know, the -2, they can just sack the worst thing they have. Like against mono green, they just sack an elf or whatever in the later stage of the game. So yeah, Liliana of the Veil sits in the sideboard for now. But hey, if we see her performing really, really well, I could put some, or 1 or 2 copies in the main deck as well. Maybe 4 gigs, for example. Alright guys, that's it for the deck tech. Let's jump into the games. Alright, we're on the play against Solid Fog. Let's see what we got. Yeah, this is a pretty decent opening hand. We can activate the Knight on turn 3 for some extra damage if we don't find any other card to play. Hello, Faune. Blue-white control is so popular on the ladder. I mean, the deck is decent, right? It's decent, but it's not that great, I think. People just like to play it. Yep. Oh, wow. Spawn of Mayhem. Well, I'll play that. If I would have been on the draw here, I probably would have just activated the Knight, because then they could play 4th land Verdict, and that would be rough. So, but because I want to play, I'm going to do it this way. Yeah. And I will attack. Activate the Knight of the Even Legion. They're going to go down to 2 life. And now, even if they have Verdict, they're super dead against this Mutavault. Yeah. Okay, that was pretty easy. Fader Push is not so good against this deck. Heartless Act, not so good either. I like Duress, I like Bankbuster, I like Liliana. Murderous Rider can kill a Teferi or a Lyra. Liliana can also kill Lyra. Phyrexian Revoker, yeah, I mean, you can name Teferi, but it's, you know, you're playing against a deck with Temporary Lockdown, Supreme Verdict. They'll just kill it, and it doesn't hit as hard. It's not as resilient against as the other creatures against those removal effects. So this is a pretty easy 6 for 6 here. 4 Fader Push out, 2 Heartless Act out, and 6 cards in. Yeah, MonoBlack aggro, remember, was the bane of blue-white control, that's for sure, because it's super cheap, discard spells, lots of man lands, lots of utility lands, fast, aggressive, and even in the late game, the MonoBlack deck could easily play toe-to-toe with the blue-white deck, because you had stuff like Murderous Rider to just kill the Teferi, or attacking lands, I don't know, like Mutavaults and so on. Okay, let's swing in with the Wanderer. Man, I just don't have time for this Thoughtseize, huh? I kind of want to just go Tenacious Underdog into Spawn of Mayhem. But I can't really do that. I should probably just go Thoughtseize and then Sleeper. And then go Spawn of Mayhem next turn. Having the information that they don't have a verdict or what have you. Make disappear, okay. In that case, I might also be more careful and don't play my Spawn of Mayhem. Here on turn 3, it's just, it would be pretty rough if they had the Sweeper. On the other hand, my hand is, if I don't draw a land next turn, I'm kind of in trouble. So I play this, they're gonna verdict me. Then I can follow up with my... Ooh, wow. Yeah, fine. You got me good. That was actually really bad, huh? If I would have played Spawn. Okay, Sheoldred, when it draws a card, they lose 2 life. Okay, I'll go with the Sheoldred first. Yeah, I mean... I played around Verdict, I got punished by the lockdown. Happens, I guess. Oh, nice. Opponent, you got it all, huh? Okay, now I'm looking pretty bad. I don't have any utility lands. My opponent still has 3 cards. Let's see. The Spawn survives? They probably, I know what they have. They have the stupid Wandering Emperor. Of course they do. So if I attack here, I'm just going to lose my guy. No, I won't attack. This plays into... I should have done this pre-combat to see if they have an Absorb or something. Pretty sure they have Wandering Emperor here. Yeah, they do. But now if they have Verdict, I'm also super punished, so... but making a Samurai tells me they don't have Verdict. This kind of makes me think they have a second Wandering Emperor. Yeah, I think they do. Just looks like it. In which case... I would just go face. Yeah. I can play the second Wandering Emperor. Kill my Spawn. Oh yeah. Dude, I'm just in my opponent's head right now. I know exactly what's going on. Yep. Take 4. Can play Sleeper activated once, then activate it again. Start drawing cards. Could activate the clue first. See what I draw. Maybe I draw a Manland. Hall of Storm Giants over there. All my creatures have Death Touch potentially though. I'm gonna commit the Sleeper.
I have got new moves to teach you.
One card left. Duress. I guess I fire it off. I like myself. Perfect information. I hope it's not a Shark Typhoon. It's another Emperor, and they didn't want to play it? That is interesting. They did not want to play it. Okay. Well, now, I guess I'll play the long game. I just attacked the Wandering Emperor. I could attack with everybody, but then they're gonna trade my Sleeper away with these Samurais, block for the Hall on the Night. The Spawn kind of has to kill the Wandering Emperor, because otherwise the Wandering Emperor kills the Spawn. And do I want to trade with Hall and these Samurais? I don't think so. I think I just want to draw cards. Let's draw a card now in case we draw a land. We have perfect information. Yeah, I'll play the Takenuma. And then I can sack the clue as well. And I'll kill this Wandering Emperor, and now we just play the late game. I have the card draw engine on the board. I have, you know, I'm miles ahead here. Of course, blue-white has some good top decks. But they gotta get out of the situation. They free for one me, remember? They just free for one me with one card. Temporary Lockdown is pretty excellent against my deck. But hey, we're still winning the long game. Reckoner Bankbuster, yeah, that's gonna only help us. I'll just attack the spawn. I mean, if you want to shred blue-white to pieces, this might just be the deck. MonoBlack aggro, there's not many decks that are better than against blue-white than this deck. Okay, well, you live another day. You live another day. Potentially. If I find a free power creature, they're dead. Did not yet find it. Let's draw another card of the sleeper, shall we? There we have it. GG. Okay, I mean, the sleeper was pretty good in this game, drawing us 3 cards. Nice, nice. Alright, we're on the draw of the Thoughtseize opener and a sleeper. I'm gonna keep it. Let's go. I mean, this can go south if I play against Mono Red Burn, right? But otherwise, this could really shred my opponent. I mean, against any fast aggressive deck, this hand is bad. But then against anybody with a middling... Whoa, Obscura Storefront. Not a card I expect in Explorer. Let's see what's going on. A mill deck? Whoa. Oh, I see what's going on. They're probably playing Splendid Reclamation, a 4-mana card that returns all lands from a graveyard into play, and then they play Hedron Crab, or whatever it's called, Ruin Crab, to mill me. That's why they play these lands. Okay. Well, well, well. So this mills a lot in my deck. This is dangerous. This is the most dangerous card. The Manic Scribe. They need Delirium for that. They have land in the grave. They have sorcery, instant. Probably okay. Master's Rebuke just buys some time. See the Truth draws cards. This mills at the beginning of each opponent's upkeep. Therefore, mill 3 cards. I'm wondering if I should take this or Tasha's Hideous Slaughter. How easy it is for you to get Delirium. I mean, you have instant, you have sorcery, you have land, so you just need creature, 1 more other type. I guess I'll take it. It's also the 2-drop, so if they draw an untapped land, they can play it. Madding Cacophony is mills 8. What do you got? Arcane Proxy. Okay, that's the combo with See the Truth, I see. And you can flashback Maddening Cacophony, I guess. So I'll take that thing. This will also enable Delirium. Okay. Mill 8. I have like stuff like, well, I'm gonna play a Spawn here over Thoughtseize activate. I have stuff like Tenacious Underdog in my deck, so Red Wanderer, Scrapheap Scrounger. Milling me is what are you gonna do? 28 cards now? Let's make some math. This is 5. Go 15, play Spawn next turn, then it's 2 in the upkeep, they go 13. I take 9. 10, 12. At 15. If I take them 5, 50, draw turn. I want to kill them in 2 turns, but I also want to get rid of this Reverse Rebuke, so I'm probably just going to Thoughtseize this Rebuke. Well, the proxy is just straight up better than Rebuke, so I guess I'll take the proxy. They will get 2 more turns, I assume. This turn and the next one. They gotta bring me down from 27 to 0 in 2 turns. Sure. What do they have? They have Founding the Third Path, okay. Alright, you go to 16. I'm at 24 cards right now. Now the spawns grow. Even if they have a bounce spell, they're dead here. I mean, I don't know, could I lose this game? If they play land Tasha, mill 8 is not gonna do it. Seriously, we have only milled 1 graveyard creature in this game. Even though we're down to 15 cards in library, that's kind of ridiculous. What about the Dread Wanderer? All Dread Wanderer on all the Tenacious Underdog, they all... Oh, they exiled stuff, I see. That's what happened. Ah, here's Tenacious Underdog. Here's all my graveyard shit. Ah, because Tasha City is Loft the exiles, huh? Alright, alright. Even better than Mail, huh? Okay, wild. Well, I assume they do have the Ruin Crab. They must have. So we're gonna keep in the push. Unlicensed Hearse to mess with... Yeah, to mess with the proxy, right? And to mess with Delirium? Sure, sure, sure. Murderous Rider seems a bit too expensive. Gigs. I don't want to draw cards in this matchup. Heartless Act. Thoughtseize. Phyrexian Revoker, Liliana. So hers definitely comes in. Duress seems fine. Bankbuster, Revoker, Murderous Rider. I guess I can cut a Heartless Act and add 2 Duress. Like, my sideboard doesn't really offer much. It doesn't, right? I could keep in a Heartless Act for something else. I don't know, cut like a Sheoldred because it's a bit slow. In case, you know, I mean, we saw Secret Keeper. This is 0-4. It's kind of good against my Dread Wanderer. Or Tenacious Underdog. Just straight up blocks them. Yeah, I think this is fine. Yeah, I guess I could cut a high-end threat for another cheap removal. Alright. Threats is not really the issue here. They're not killing anything off me anyways. I can get away with just having my little critters beat down and having disruption. I think that's the game plan here. Mill. Yeah, it seems just a budget deck, I guess. To be fair, they milled a decent chunk of their own deck too, so... Do they even play Splendid Reclamation? I didn't see any green sources. They didn't fetch any green sources. Is this just for Delirium and the Ruin Crab? I guess maybe, huh? I mean, the Ruin Crab is pretty good. I gotta take that. I don't have a removal for it. Biblioplex. Owning the third path. Okay. You got it. They mill themselves. Because they don't have a spell for the third chapter yet. Mystic Sanctuary. If you're playing mono blue, makes sense. Secret Keeper is looking quite good here. Manic Scribe. Yeah. Man, all my lands in the bin. Rude. Rude, rude, rude. Down to 35. So I have the choice of playing Scrounger, Duress, and Sleeper, but they only have one card. Is it a spell? Or I could kill the Scribe. I probably gotta preserve my own situation here and just kill the Scribe. I'll do it main phase because they have Winds of Rebuke. I don't want them to protect it. See the truth. Alright, down to 27. Can I draw land? Nope. Damn it. all my heavy hitters. Ugh. I'm gonna lose to Mill. I mean, to be fair, if I lose this game, I'm gonna lose to not making land drops. I'm not gonna lose to Mill. Okay, I'm probably gonna lose, guys. Yeah, I'm certainly gonna lose. This Biblioplex looks pretty damn good right now. I'm down to 2 cards in my library. Alright, easy game. GG. Yeah, it happens. Happens to the best of us. Now I'm wondering if I want more Heartless Act. Killing that Scribe and that Ruin Crab seems pretty important. And even getting rid of a 0-4 is kind of good. I like the Spawn. Spawn seems good. What do I not like? Maybe cut 1 Wanderer. Maybe cut a Tenacious. Cut a Duress. Sheoldred. Sheoldred goes around these 4-5s. Sorry, these 0-4s, which I like. I'm just gonna cut something like a Scrounger. Maybe a Tenacious. Okay. Just make my land drops. That's all I need. I kept the 2 land on the draw. I think I did just fine with that decision. No, I just ran pretty cold, which happens. Kind of nice that you know that you can wait with the Thoughtseize, because they always have a tap land on turn 1. But now I might have to Thoughtseize to take that crap over playing Scrapheap, which definitely hurts. I don't have the crap. Should have played Scrapheap. I'll take a Tasha. Oh, they do play Forest. Okay. They do have Forest, so they play the Splendid. Gonna mill 8. Guess I just return the Scrounger from grave. Yep. Down to 21. Jeez, that card is so scary. Oof. Oof, oof, oof. And again, missing land drops here, which is kind of crucial because he's Sheoldred. Be nice to get that one out. I guess it's not even that good against Winds of Rebuke. The Thoughtseize on turn 2 cost me this game, perhaps. If I would have played a Scrounger, I would have already had 6 more damage by now. They would be dead, pretty much. So, don't kill me. No Tasha. Okay. Probably good news. There's the Tasha, but they don't have the mana. They go to 7. Okay, we got him. It's close though. Wonder if I should have played the Scrounger on turn 2 instead of the Thoughtseize. I was just scared about that. Ruin crap. No. 6 lands is way too many. Okay, well, I like the 1-drop, I like the 2-drop, I like the Spawn, I like my lands. So it's between Heartless Act and Murderous Rider. And with that, I'm on the draw. I'll just go with the more efficient card in Heartless Act. Hallowed Fountain yet again. Blue-white everywhere. Gonna censor that. What now? What now? Just play a Spawn into this Absorb? I think I have to. I could activate my Sleeper and that's my turn. But they seem to have something anyways. On the other hand, this is really the counterspell turn. Okay, I'll go with that line. I hope they don't have a March or something. Super interesting to play. What I could have also done last turn is I could have played the Knight pre-combat instead of the Scrounger. They couldn't censor, then I attack, activate Sleeper. Play around the counterspells. Now they have Wandering Emperor. Yeah, it is how it is. Okay. So that's good. I guess I'll just play it slow. Don't want to commit too much. Just gonna pass, have the activation of Sleeper up. They do have the Emperor, but they play it now? In my main phase? Now I know. Now I know that you're gonna kill this. Do I want to draw a card or do I want to play a Spawn? They kill this and then Verdict. Obviously a rough position for me. But if I just pass, just draw a card, is that gonna be good? I think I gotta deploy. Is this just a huge bait? Do they not even... They just have Verdict and then they're not even activating this Wandering Emperor, minusing it? Yeah, I mean, that I guess could also happen. Just gonna plus now. No. Okay, I kind of got baited then. Whew. That was pretty rough. That was pretty rough. Yeah, tricky. I could have played this game differently. Play around other things. Okay. Yeah, I could have not played the Spawn. Just pass the turn, see what they do. The combination of Verdict and Wandering Emperor is a brutal one. Wandering Emperor definitely makes this matchup better. At least that was a card that the deck didn't have access to back in the days. Now they do. I'm just gonna try to play long. I hope to make land drops, you know, draw cards. Don't even trade for the 2/2. I have this Heartless Act here. Get another Emperor, sure. Yeah. Yeah, Wandering Emperor is a card they didn't have in 2019, and it is incredibly good against MonoBlack. 4 cards in hand, no land drops. I think I'm gonna Heartless Act this Samurai. I can't kill the other one because Heartless Act is not that good against creatures with counters. So you're gonna Dovin's View to that. Okay, they're gonna block. And then we can return the Scrounger from graveyard, end of turn, play a Wanderer. Can I need a Fatal Push off the top? I know I could have attacked the Knight of the Even Legion, but that, if they then block and force me to pump it, it's gonna net so much mana of mine into that ability, and if they have some sort of instant to interact, I could really lose on tempo. So I didn't want to do that. I might do it here. Yeah. I don't think my opponent is Teferi. They probably would have played it already this game. I assume they have counterspells. Maybe another Verdict. Maybe a Farewell. 1 Absorb, 1 Verdict. Could have a Shark Typhoon, I guess. Could have another Wandering Emperor. But I already used 2. So. They do have that instant speed removal.
new moves to teach you.
6 to 11. Who's the beatdown, huh? Dream Trawler main deck. Okay, that makes me concede instantly. That card is unbeatable. Okay. Heartless Act, Fatal Push out, Duress, Liliana, and Bankbuster in. Let's go. Dream Trawler main deck. Yeah, I mean, most of these Rakdos lists are not playing Liliana anymore. And Dream Trawler is just phenomenal against Rakdos. Oh, MonoBlack aggro for that matter. Bit expensive. But yeah, I mean, I do have Liliana, so come on, play Dream Trawler against me. Yeah, you gotta play really tight, I feel like, from the MonoBlack aggro side. It's a huge difference if it's a worse player than a good player in this matchup. There's so many intricate decision points where you gotta make a judgment call on what your opponent could have and how to play around things. Yeah. My opponent was on a play. That was incredibly important, of course. It's usually really important in these types of games. If I would have been on the play, this might have gone differently. Because then I wouldn't have needed to commit into that verdict as much as I had to, because they were still on such a high life total. But yeah, the combination of Emperor into verdict is just... How can you even play around that? You kind of have to play around Wandering Emperor, you have to commit more to the board, right? Because that kills one of your single threats. But then if you commit more to the board, you get totally wrecked by verdict. It's not easy. Okay, I can work with this. Land drops are really important for this deck, but I'm not mulliganing a hand like this. We do play 24 lands. Maybe this deck should even play 25. All the utility lands. As you just saw, you never run out of stuff to do. That, to be fair, also wasn't a card back then. Portable Hole, pretty good as well. Huh. Maybe the matchup isn't as bad anymore for blue-white. That makes me think they don't have temporary lockdown. Verdict into fairies. We'll take the verdict. Yeah, I mean, I'll just throw everything out there. Feel the ruin. To be fair, I could have played around verdict a little bit there by not activating this and just dealing them 7. So that way I can return Scrounger if they have verdict. Okay. You want to do it this way, huh? Put you to 1. I'll put you to 1. You want to go to 1, huh? Then I'll just pass. Memory Rouge. Could have activated, of course, but... I mean, I could have activated the Sleeper over here. And then, if they're Wandering Emperor, it's kind of rough. I mean, it's not that bad. But at least I would play around verdict. I should have taken more time to at least think about this. But I was like, they had 4 life. I have Scrounger in play. They need a combination of things. They need like Verdict and Portable Hole to get out of this exact spot if I just pass priority here. But I mean, they could have that. They could have Portable Hole and Verdict, of course, and then I would beat my board at 1 life. So maybe I was meant to activate here. If they have Warning Emperor, they can minus, but they still take 6. I have a board. I can deploy, I don't know, yeah, but I'm not deploying anything to the board. So then I can play like the Teferi minus on the sleeper, make a Samurai token, block here. And they're at how much? They were at 9, right? So they gain 2, go to 11, then take 6, go to 5. I can play Lily, kill the Samurai, attack the Teferi. I guess this position is fine, but they buy a lot of time. So passing priority there was okay, I think. Tough call, tough call. I'm now wondering if I should... Maybe Phyrexian Revoker isn't so bad. Just naming the big planeswalkers. Or naming Wandering Emperor on turn 4 when they just pass with 4 open mana, then playing a Revoker makes it a bit awkward for them. Yeah, I mean, I don't have... If I had 1 more land, I would keep this, but 1 is not enough. Interesting. I mean, we're a proactive deck. Technically, just keep the free proactive creatures and free lands and bin the Murderous Rider. But we're on the draw. Murderous Rider can kill planeswalkers. Spawn of Mayhem might just be the better pick. It's not the best card in this matchup. It's pretty bad against Verdict, against Emperor. I'm gonna go with this. The cheap aggressive creatures is what you want to be doing. They return, come back, are annoying, good against removal. Thoughtseize, always a good draw. Yeah, I think I just Thoughtseize. They play Veto still in the deck? Weird. But okay. They got to trade with me. It's unfortunate. This is a pretty bad card in this matchup. But, looking good here for my opponent. I'm just gonna go with the activate here. They have March. I was hoping to have Absorb or something, but I mean, so far they seem to have everything they need. You know, this plays around Absorb. I think they have a lot more counter spells than they have March of Otherworldly Light. They usually play like 2 copies. Didn't work out the way I wanted it to, huh? Happens. It's just, that's the tough thing against control, right? You just never... They have multiple vetoes? What the heck is going on? I would just rather play something that has impact than a veto in my deck. I mean, they got to trade with my 1-drops here, I guess, but is that good? Not really. I don't know. Seems weird. Don't they have anything better in their sideboard? No Emperor. I don't see myself. Do I? I think I'll just activate Castle Locthwain. I don't play the Spawn here. They have Deluge, yeah. But I mean, even if they have Deluge, they find Verdict, I play Spawn. Not a good position for me. I have Castle Locthwain I can activate. What are they protecting though, right? They counter these discard spells. I guess they don't have any other targets for the Dovin's Veto anyways. But maybe they're protecting something like a Farewell. Don't want to do anything, huh? They're thinking about it. They're thinking about using a sweeper. No? Hmm. Yeah, I don't think I'll do anything. Seems to me that they just have a sweeper and are waiting for me to deploy more things. I don't know, I'm just guessing, but I wish I had a manland. They really like their customized lands. Yeah, to be fair, Portable Hole, Temporary Lockdown, Wandering Emperor, those are all pretty good upgrades that blue-white control didn't have back in those days, so that definitely changes this matchup. So what I said earlier when I said, hey, if you want to have a bane of blue-white control, MonoBlack might not just be that anymore. Times have changed. MonoBlack hasn't really received much since then. A couple more manlands, I guess. And slight upgrades to the one-drop department, but Tenacious Underdog is not better than... That's good, because that gives me a target for Murderous Rider. Which is minus, wow. That is a sign of desperation. Okay. I don't have a creature in my graveyard, so killing the Scrapheap is not an option. Wow. What the heck is going on here? I assume they're just sitting on sweepers. I think I'll just draw a card for now. Gigs. Scrapheap on top. What do I do? I'll just play Gigs. Attack them. And Murderous Rider. Very. Now they're gonna sweep my board, and then I can follow up with 2 more creatures and a Scrapheap Scrounger, which is gonna be good against the sweeper. That's the plan. Basically make it so that they have to have a sweeper every turn now. Mutavault is phenomenal here. Really, really nice. So now even the Wandering Emperor doesn't get them out of this. I don't think they have Wandering Emperor, which is fairly unlucky for them. They saw a lot of their deck. Wandering Emperor is quite excellent against all the threats that come back from the graveyard that I have. But yeah, they really, I mean, they would have, I assume they would have played Wandering Emperor instead of. That's a really good draw. They just drew this. Supposed to have played the last turn, or I guess the turn before. Yeah, that's a start. But I still have 2 lethal creatures. Are you telling me you have the Emperor now? Sheoldred, okay. Oh, well, that's lethal in the draw step. 5. So I guess I'll play Sheoldred first, but then if they have absorbed, they're gonna survive. Just activate Mutavault. Hope that works. They really need Emperor. Yeah. Which they might do have. And then they could also have double removal, I guess. But yeah, what can you do? Then they also need an answer for Sheoldred, so if they have Emperor, they need an instant speed way to get rid of Sheoldred too. Yeah. Force the issue. They don't seem to have Emperor, which makes this really difficult. Now they're gonna Shark Typhoon and have a removal spell. Which that's just fine for me. And maybe they don't even have a removal. March. That looks like we got him. Wow. And double memory deluge. That must have, I don't know, maybe they had multiple verdicts or something. But yeah, verdict is not that great against MonoBlack. If you can play accordingly around it. And lots of your creatures already do, in a way, play around verdict. That was our little voyage into MonoBlack aggro territory. This deck is really, really good. I mean, you play one of the best mana bases in the format, I'd say, with some of the best utility lands you can have access to. And you have a great curve. You play Fatal Push and Thoughtseize. We all know how good those are. You have Sheoldred at your disposal, and you have a lot of pesky, annoying creatures that come back from the graveyard. This deck is quite annoying to play against when you have interaction. And then, if you're in a racing situation, I mean, this hits pretty hard with Spawn of Mayhem and Sheoldred. Has Fatal Push and Heartless Act against other creature decks. And of course, against combo, you always have that Thoughtseize to take the important piece while pressuring them with your threats. Overall, I really like this deck. I'm surprised that not as many people are playing it. I think it should be more popular. And this is a pretty good list to start with, I'd say. So yeah, that's it for this video. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take care and peace out.